Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. And you know what? Yep, we're going to the thrift store. We're going to 4 different thrift stores today. And I so want to find some beautiful fall decorations or some things that we can kind of create our own fall decorations for a third of the price of what we would buy it for at some of these, fancy little craft stores. So I think it's going to be fun. There's something about decorating for fall. It's magical, don't you think? Oh wow, The Practical Guide to Personal Freedom, the 4 Agreements. Well, I picked up this book, and inside is this 2-page letter of a woman writing to someone asking for forgiveness. It's not often you run across that at Goodwill, but I think I'm probably supposed to buy this book.
Can't keep up, don't think it's worth it. Trying to find a way, trying to heal. But you're like, how the hell am I supposed to feel when everything seems so unreal? Oh, don't get so stressed about it. When your mind starts to wander, don't get upset about it. Cause I know that you're going through a phase. Oh, it's only just a phase on your way to a better place. Yeah, I know what will do the trick. Yeah, open up and let me in. Cause only love will take you to a better place, a better place. I know what will do the trick. Yeah, open up and let me in. Cause only love will take you to a better place, a better place.
Boy, that's unusual. That's to hold your photographs. That's a great tray. I could use that for my fall centerpiece. I love it. She's a cutie. That is a little Lefton flower girl. I know a few of my subscribers collect Leftons, so she's in perfect condition. I'm going to grab that up for them. How much is it here? $3.99. Yeah, I guess we can do that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, that is Wins. Oh my goodness. It looks like it's in perfect condition. It's just gorgeous. Those are just a little too cute by half for my granddaughter. I don't want her to get a complex. Just wouldn't get my granddaughter anything like that. It just looks a little bit too angelic. Like, you know what, honey? Maybe life isn't exactly like that. Oh my goodness, look at these. I ordered a couple of these off of eBay years ago for a Thanksgiving dinner that I cooked for Bill's family. And I thought these were so pretty for Thanksgiving, and here they are. Now, I paid $20 a piece for these, and what are they here? They're $5.99 a piece. Oh, those are Sherry Blum. Boy, again, I can't believe it. Every time I come here, I find these. They're so beautiful, and these are so rare. Look at that vase. It is so beautiful. It is so heavy, and it looks like a marble material, and it is old. This is going to be perfect for my fall centerpiece this year. What do you think the story is on this? I don't think it's sexy. I think somebody had a cat they really loved, and that was their bed. I'm pretty sure that's the story behind that. New York Times bestseller, Fearless and Free. Now, what would the opposite of that be? Fearful and trapped. I love that vase. It's very simple. It's just a wicker vase, but it's so regal, isn't it? It just demands respect. I love it. How much is it? Oh, it's $4. Isn't that pretty? That's just so pretty. That's made in Bavaria, right? Look at that. That is an old raised painting from the 50s, the 40s or 50s, and it's in really good shape. They want $45 for it. I almost feel like buying it. Oh, it brings back such memories. I love this. This is my fantasy of how I want to feel when I get up in the morning. Good morning. God, thank you for this beautiful day. But the reality is more like blah, blah, blah before I have my coffee. So, hey everybody, how do you think we did? I think we did great. And of all the trips that I have taken to the thrift stores with you over the years, this one had to be the most dramatic, the most bizarre. It was Peyton Place, wasn't it? We found a book about living a better life and forgiveness, and out drops a 2-page letter from a woman asking another woman for forgiveness. Oh boy, and is that a spicy letter? And I'll tell you what, at the end of the video, I need to talk about this letter with you. But for now, I want to share with you some of the cool things that we all found to decorate for fall. I'm so excited by the things I found, and I want to share what I got, why I bought it, and I want to show you where I put it. So are you ready? Okay, let's do this. I know some of you know me so well. You say, well, as we're going through the thrift store, you know exactly what I'm going to buy and what I'm not going to buy. And I don't know how you do that, but you just know that. I did grab the Staffordshire china. I love this. It brings back so many wonderful memories. And I bought 2 plates that were there, and that makes, so I have a setting for 6, and that's exactly what I needed for Thanksgiving because I get to cook Thanksgiving dinner this year. I can't believe it. Now, I could use a place setting for 7, but that's another story. But anyway, I was so excited to get this. So much of the trends right now is less is more with decorating, and especially with faux flowers or faux plants. And when I see these, my imagination just goes crazy. These little jars that you can get at Goodwill, Salvation Army, or any thrift store, and they come in all different sizes. You know, they say ball on the front. When you're decorating with these little jars, the sky is the limit. I mean, you can put anything in them you want, and they smell so good, and it goes on forever. So you can sort of change these up with the season. But I just think they're adorable. These are some flowers that I have had around the house, and I'm going to make a little fall decoration with these flowers. But yeah, I picked up the wicker vase. A wicker vase is so perfect for every season except Christmas. Christmas, they just look weird. But for fall, for spring, for summer, you cannot go wrong with anything you throw in a wicker vase. I just love them. I also love wicker furniture. You know, I think flower arrangements are not your mother's flower arrangements anymore. You really don't buy artificial flowers. We buy things that look like something you'd really find in nature. You know, chestnuts and beautiful willows and beautiful things that you would find growing wild in a field, and I think that's really beautiful. It gives a whole brand new vibe to your home when everything looks so natural. I have a couple corny little rituals that I do every fall with my grandkids, and one is we put a bird quilt on my bed, but the other one is we make a centerpiece to celebrate the season. So if it's fall or Christmas, spring or summer, we have so much fun. I do run out, you know, to somewhere like a Hobby Lobby and pick out, you know, some kind of natural flowers that I enjoy so I can make a fresh, brand new centerpiece. And you saw the glass vase that I picked up, the arrangement that I made for summer, and you really liked that arrangement. So this year when I saw this, I bet you guessed that I bought this. This is so heavy I can hardly hold it up for you. And I will show you the finished product because I haven't made my arrangement yet, but I have high hopes. This feels like soapstone. It can't be because I only paid $5 for the vase, but it feels like soapstone. It's astoundingly beautiful to me, and I wanted it for fall because of the color and the drama of it. But every year I kind of make a mistake of making my centerpiece a little too bizarre, a little too rustic, a little too dark. So when I went to pick out my flowers for this, I tried to go very, very natural and not gloomy. What I have to remember is I'm decorating for fall, celebrating the change of the season. I'm not decorating for Halloween. So I'm kind of reining in all these browns and blacks that I've been using, but I'm kind of anxious to show you how this turned out. I kind of like it. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I bet I like it. Last year I went to St. Vincent de Paul with my good friend Hal, and we scored these 2 tin pumpkins, and I think we paid $8 for 2 of them. And I saw one online last night for $149. There's a tin shortage, who knew? So that's another idea. If you love the look of tin pumpkins, you might want to head out to your thrift store and see what you can find. But I just love them. I think they're so cool. I have this little place in my living room above my little plant stand. I have this beautiful wrought iron plant stand, and it has a bird on top, and I love it. And I have been trying for a year to try to find a painting that I could hang above that plant stand that would be beautiful. I'm going through the thrift store, and there is a bird painting by the modern painter J. Wiens, and he is phenomenal. He's from British Columbia. I have admired his work forever, and I have never seen anything by him at the thrift store. And he has done this amazing thing where he balances his commercial success with the real artist inside him. He does amazing paintings for a whole other world. And I don't know if I can properly explain this, but we all here always loved Sherry Blum, and they took Sherry's talent, and she was doing designs for china and napkins and calendars and pens, and they took her talent and they squeezed every ounce of joy from her when it came to her art. It was no longer her happy place, and her life ended too soon. But what Wiens shows us is that you can balance being a true artist, but actually making a little money too for your family. And he paints in such a way where it's almost a cartoon, and yet the clarity of it, the joy of it is so beautiful. So I want to show you what I got. This is I know you guessed it, this is my bird painting. I think you can see it without glare. I will try to show you the painting on the wall, but I just loved it. It means the world to me. gorgeous shoes. These are like brand new. These have never been walked in. They are so pretty. And it looks like the heel is really high, but it's not. I know it's not because I can walk in them. And they're pointy toes. I don't have any pointy toes heels. So I thought, are these sexy or what? And I know this video is supposed to be about decor, but you know, my own decor. I love them. Dare I say the S word in this video? All right, I'm gonna say it. These are sassy. Are these not sassy? And look it, I got a sassy kind of moto jacket to match. Can you see this? Like black skinny jeans and a black blouse, moto jacket. Pretty sassy. Started this thrift store journey this week, the very first thing I picked up was this beautiful journal. And this journal has the most amazing quotes, and they really speak to my heart and the things that I'm struggling with right now. And the first quote that I read was, we can't appreciate our own humanity until we can recognize it in others. And that sort of hit me like on the top of my head like a frying pan. And I thought that's beautiful. Humanity. What does humanity mean to me? What does humanity mean to all of us here? After all these years, what have we concluded about our own humanity and how we see others? The next book I pick up is this book, The Four Agreements, and this was written by a man who had a near-death experience, and he wants to share what he has learned in life, how to live a happy, productive, joyous life. And he proposes 4 things that we live by. And the book is fascinating. And forgiveness is a huge part of this book. So what drops out of this book is this folded up 2-page letter that was written almost 20 years ago. Well, I saw 2 women's name, and then I saw the word forgiveness, and I thought, oh, this is beautiful. I was meant to find this. This is like a mother-daughter situation, or a sister and a sister. And you know, I just had all these little dreams of how wonderful this was going to be. I would share it with you. I'd read the letter to you, and oh no, it wasn't that way at all. It turns out it is a letter that a woman is writing the wife of her boyfriend. Yeah. She's been seeing this woman's husband for 10 years, and she decides to write her a letter asking her to forgive her, that she has stopped seeing her husband after 10 years, and she wants her forgiveness because she can't forgive herself for what she's done unless the wife forgives her. But along with the letter, she's sending a box of belongings that she and this woman's husband shared. And she's also sharing very intimate details of their affair. This is not a letter about forgiveness. This is a letter of hurt and anger and hidden motives, at least in my opinion. So it really wasn't a letter that I felt, well, if we were to learn a lesson, if there was something that we could glean from this situation in our lives, it wouldn't be found in this letter. And I thought long and hard about it. And I put out on my Facebook the details of what happened. I found the book, this letter fell out. Should I read it? Should I discuss it? What should I do? Half of the ladies said it's public property. The people will never see it who are involved. Read it. And the other half said it's private. It was It's a very intimate letter. We don't know if it was ever really even sent. Don't read it. Somebody could recognize themselves in it and it would hurt them. So there I was pondering what to do, right? I could do a video called The Spicy Letter I Found at the Thrift Store, right? And it's juicy, all right? It's paid in place. And I probably could get a few views, right? And get some money, and maybe I'll make it to Paris. I could do that. Right? How would you feel about me if I did that? Wouldn't you be disappointed in me? I'd be disappointed in myself. So I realized this whole thing brought me back to how the trip started with the quote about humanity. Even though we are all curious about the letter, hundreds of you weighed in and said, as much as you want to read that letter, you don't think it's right. You saw the humanity of protecting two women you will never know. That's powerful. That's powerful. So I learned one of the biggest lessons I think I have ever learned in my life from this letter. And that is, forgiveness is a private matter. Forgiveness is not a group sport. Forgiveness is something that we either grant or we don't grant. But it's done in private, isn't it? And I always thought for me to forgive someone meant I had to pick up the phone and say, all right, Harry, I forgive you. Well, it's not that way, is it? Forgiveness is a private matter. Having hate and anger towards another person does us no good. But we can forgive that person, perhaps, without ever crossing that line, without ever having contact with that person again. We can forgive privately. That's our humanity. Yeah. The power of empathy. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, but must be felt with the heart. Desi said we had to wear brown today, so that's what we did. We wore brown today. Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you liked the video. I had so much fun this week getting all the treasures from the thrift store and finding that letter, and I think it was very meaningful. And if you get time below, could you tell me what you think of my decision not to read the letter? Please have yourself a wonderful, brand new, happy summer week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right. It's a deal. We'll be here.